In the last video, I shared the 3 biggest projects I'm tackling this year. However, plans have changed a little bit, and I have to make a tough decision to replace one of these big projects, and I'm gonna explain you why. For a long time now, I have always wanted to move to America for a year to work and also visit my family. At the start of 2024, I started researching ways I could actually make this happen. And the first way I found was getting a work visa, which would let me work in America and also let me stay there, which is perfect, right? Well, not exactly. Getting a work visa is quite hard because the employer for the company you want to work at have to both sponsor your visa and also prove that there isn't any American citizens that can take your position instead. So I guess that's quite hard. And that also means there is much easier to get a work visa if you have a much more unique education. And in my case, I am an electrician, and that is quite common, right? So my main problem is pretty much finding an employer. And even if I had found an employer who wants to hire me as their electrician, I still would have to get more education, because even though American electricity and Norwegian electricity works the same, our ways and rules for building an electrical installation isn't the same. So then I found plan B, which is getting a family visa, which is perfect since I do have family over there. But it isn't that easy either, because the family I have in America isn't close enough family for qualifying for the family visa. Yeah, there goes that plan as well. Then I found the last solution, which is basically the only solution I found. And even though I'm not going to be able to either work and also stay there for up to a year, it is a way to be in America. So the ways I found was either getting a traveler's visa or using the ETSA program. If I would go with the traveler's visa, I can stay in America for up to a maximum of 6 months, as long as I can prove that I have the funding for staying there unemployed for 6 months. And then we have the last solution, which is the best, I guess, which is using the ETSA program, which allows them to stay in America for up to 90 days. It is the same. I have to still prove that I have enough funding for staying in America for the whole 90 days. It is much easier to stay in America for 90 days than 6 months. So I did find like a middle ground of wanting to stay in America for 1 year and also work, and not doing it at all. So it is a good middle ground. So now in the beginning of 2025, since my last video, I have reached out to my American family and told them about my dream of staying in America for some time. And they said that they were happy to let me stay with them during my stay in America, which I'm so grateful for. During my stay in America, I'm still gonna post videos. There might be more vlog videos about the travel instead of projects, since I don't have access to my tools. Building the projects I mentioned in the last video will require this workshop. So unfortunately, that means letting one of them go. And the project I have chosen is the Windmill project. But it's also the biggest and the most time-consuming projects of them all. And with my limited hours in my spare time, that isn't doable this year. Especially since I'm trying out a new hobby as well, our seaplanes. But there is a silver lining. I'm replacing the Windmill project with a yet equally exciting project. And that's going to be refurbishing the Nano water power plant that I built with my dad many years ago. As you can see, it is in rough shape. The water reservoir is gone, the ball bearings and generator are rusted, and the turbine is falling apart. This project is a nostalgic project for me, since it was the first big project I did with my dad. But over the years, the water power plant degraded, which you could say is my fault, since it was sort of my responsibility to take care of the water power plant after we finished the project, but I never really did. But now it's time to repair it and make it run like it used to. I plan to modernize it with an electronic controlling system. I do have some basic knowledge of Arduino, so I'm really excited to see if I can regulate the power generation using a microcontroller. And we're also going to need a battery bank, so we're not dependent on the generator to move continuously for the Arduino to be powered, and of course some much needed repairs. When it comes to 2 other projects, the flamethrower project and also the motorized pallet, there are still projects I really would like to do, but because of lack of time, I'm going to focus on the water power plant refurbishment and also the fire thrower. So the motorized pallet might not happen before next year. If you'd like to support the channel and also see more awesome projects in the future, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Every bit helps the channel to grow and also keeps these ideas alive. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my future projects.